One of the more controversial changes to Walt Disney Parks and Resorts is the addition of Lightning Lane, formerly Genie Plus. However, Lightning Lane and Genie Plus have been controversial because it's so low priced that most people feel like they should buy the product. Well, now Disney has fixed that problem by offering a $450 version of the product, but they haven't said they're getting rid of the previous version that costs $30 to $40 per guest. Let's talk about the fact that Lightning Lane appears to be the future of the company here on That Park Place. This is the thing that could save the parks, and I'm not just saying that as hyperbole. And if you followed my coverage over the last few years, you know that we've kind of been pushing for something like this. But Disney also has the option of making this the destruction of the parks if they go the wrong way with it. So which way, Western Company? That's not the story I was bringing up. Here we go. Lightning Lane Premier Pass eligibility expands to all Walt Disney World guests. Look at this. You're on the alien planet of Pandora, and there you see Lightning Lane breaks the immersion just a little bit. As Walt Disney World continues to pilot the Lightning Lane Premier Pass Skip the Line offering, it has expanded the eligibility requirements to all Walt Disney World Resort hotel guests. Previously, the expensive Skip the Line service was limited to guests staying at a deluxe resort hotel. That means you're already $700 in just for that day before you even get to paying $450 per person to get that if you do it at the Magic Kingdom, which I'm thinking right now is the only one you really would be worth it. The idea was that the service would be limited in sales to ensure a rather minimal impact on operations. Now the service will be available to all hotel guests. By the way, this is from Blog Mickey, which means it's written by Mike. Lightning Lane Premier Pass gives guests a one-time entry to each available Lightning Lane entrance in the theme park they're visiting today. This includes attractions, including in both Lightning Lane Multi-Pass and Single Pass. But with Lightning Lane Premier Pass, guests do not need to select an experience time. Eligible guests can purchase Lightning Lane Premier Pass, blah, 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 blah. Some details about how to get it. The thing that this paragraph indicates is that the degree in Disney that you have to enjoy the parks, that's not going away anytime soon. Marvin, you've been in the parks more recently than any of us. Are the lines going down for Lightning Lane?
I mean, I don't get Genie Plus, so I don't typically.
I'm sorry. That's the old name that they used to refer to.
Oh, sorry. I don't get Lightning Lane.
It's
Lightning Lane Multi-Pass. Sorry.
Multi-Pass, yeah.
Genie minus.
Well, the lines in general are going down, Jonas. The standby lines are going down. We cited our buddy Josh, who did a study in the Magic Kingdom that found that they were inflating wait time prices on standby lines by 300%.
Which is fascinating, of course, because the lines go down, but people don't want to wait, and so you have some people with apparently massive pocketbooks that are saying, no, I'll pay the $450 per person, regardless of how much sense it makes.
Yep. Lilu Dallas Multi-Pass.
And the interesting thing about this is that they originally, when they rolled this out, obviously they had the deluxe room stay restriction on this, and it was like, okay, well, that's a pretty decent restriction on something that's, you now have a queue for any of these attractions being split 5 different ways, right? So you have the standby, you have disability access service, you have the VIP tours, you have the single pass Lightning Lane, multi-pass Lightning Lane, and now premium pass Lightning Lane. Again, single pass and multi-pass are either or for that one. So 5 different ways for any single attraction there. And it was like, okay, well, if you're going to restrict this, maybe it's not so bad. Again, I think, Jonas, what you're getting to is that they could significantly save on a lot of this stuff if they just restricted Lightning Lane in general to just Premier Pass. So that would obviously alleviate a lot of what we see right now with current Lightning Lane, which has a tendency to back up in this fashion, as you can see on my screen right here. That's not good. Nobody likes that. And again, if you're in the same line as that, as now you're paying what, $350+ $400+ for this, that could be a bad day right here. But it doesn't seem like they're going in that direction. In fact, it seems like they're heading in the direction where they want more of these Premier Passes in more hands, as they have now done with this lifting of the restriction. But if you look at the website right here, this is the official disneyworld.disney.go.com website. You can see right here, we are piloting the rollout of Lightning Lane Premier Pass with very limited quantities for guests staying at Disney Resort hotels and other select hotels. Piloting. Doesn't sound like that's going to stay that way. In fact, it sounds like they're going to expand the system at a later date.
Right, and I'll just throw this in here. Lightning Lane Premier Pass is sold out at all Walt Disney World Resort parks for the first time. This from WDWNT and Shannon Ace. The headline is basically what we're going for here. I don't know, what is it? Monday, November 25th. So yesterday is when this news hit. So, this is something where Disney is making money, and they have Genie Plus is the thing that they were addicted to anyways. Yes, I use the old name for it. And then Genie Plus has such bad connotations to it with people who are experienced with the company that they changed it to Lightning Lane Multipass at the same time that they started putting much heavier restrictions on DAS because of a bunch of people who were abusing the system there, and now they've probably gone a little too far with their DAS restrictions. I want to say
now people that actually need it can't get it.
Right. So they are technically compliant with the ADA, but not in a way that it really makes them look good. So they have this right here, and I will bring it up again. Universal Studios has an Express Pass, which is an over $100 option, I think minimum, for their parks, especially if you're doing park hopping or whatever equivalent they have over there. And it doesn't affect the rest of the guests because you almost never see anyone going into those lines. Lightning Lane Premier Pass at $450 in Magic Kingdom. That is a price point that if that was the only price, that the only option, then it wouldn't affect the rest of the guests because everyone would be moving more quickly through the standby queue. But instead, we have a $12 option, we have a $30 option, and those people are standing right next to the $450 people, which is another reason that I'm kind of confounded as to why someone would pay $450 to get in that line right there that Vash has on the screen.
It would be better for the people buying into it because, obviously they wouldn't be stuck in this line like you just pointed out. But it can't be understated that it would be better for the standby in that you have less people in the Lightning Lane generally overall. That way your ratios for like cast members can go down, and that way more standby can actually get through. It'd be better for everybody if they were to heavily regulate this system and to have a Premier Pass system be the only option. Unfortunately, though, what we're seeing is more propagation of these services as the revenues for the entire parks division actually decline. Disney knows more than anybody that if it's one thing to have DTC not do well, obviously they're going to take a stock hit with that. But if the parks aren't doing well, a lot of investors know that that's really where the money comes in order to fund a lot of what Disney wants to do. So it's particularly devastating.
And that's the thing that you and I were talking about yesterday here, where with the Pressler effect, turning the parks into essentially an exclusive access mall where they want to monetize every square foot of those parks, whether it is selling food, whether it is selling merchandise. And then the rides are essentially a sign to try to sell that merchandise. What Lightning Lane offers them is an ability to put a specific dollar value of revenue generation, because they don't want to think of it as something where they put that on the books and they say, well, we don't know how much it's the general area that sells merchandise. With this, they're putting a very specific dollar value to how much the exact ride generates for the company, and then the merch is next to that. So this is something where I don't like the way they do it. I think it's very specific to when you monetize something like It's a Small World, to the point where you're selling Lightning Lane for It's a Small World. And I don't think there's a gift shop attached to It's a Small World in that same way. I think you actually just walk out for that, at least actually, at Disney World.
At Disneyland, you walk into a quote-unquote gazebo gift shop, actually, when you exit there, which is selling Mattel dolls.
Yeah.
Another Paul Presser thing.
Right. So at this point, they are looking for every dollar that they can get out of those parks. But while we report on it, I do want to point out the $5 that Albertus Magnus paid us for $4.99. I won't do pay to line cut. It's a grift. If Disney parks were competently run, Disney would not need a revenue stream from it. I totally agree. But at this point, the Genie the Genie Plus, is out of the bottle. And so this is what they have to do.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.